The day started off buzzing, my friends. Fernando Alonso opens up about Gabriel Bortoleto and talks about a brilliant future. Heavy rain and cold weather put the Las Vegas GP on alert mode, and Max Verstappen takes advantage of an intense battle at Interlagos to praise and advise Kimi Antonelli. It's one of those days where Formula One blends present, future, and a bit of climate-induced chaos. So stay with me until the end, because every part of this story connects. Alonso, Bortoleto, and a future that has already put the paddock on alert. First stop of the video. The relationship between Fernando Alonso and Gabriel Bortoleto. A bond that has evolved from a simple manager-driver partnership into something closer to a mentor guiding the Brazilian through his first steps in Formula One. At 44, the Spaniard still races, still fights wheel-to-wheel with the kid on track, and at the same time helps shape his career off it. In an interview with Brazilian TV during the Sao Paulo GP week, Alonso went far beyond the usual corporate speech. He explained that once the visor goes down, everyone becomes an opponent, whether it's Bortoleto, Hülkenberg, or Leclerc, and the fight is always hard, sometimes for the very last point available. But when the topic moves away from the racetrack, the tone shifts. He describes Gabriel as focused, mature, and shielded from the noise that surrounds modern F1. Alonso highlighted something that matters a lot today: the fact that Bortoleto hasn't lost himself in the hyperexposure of social media, marketing, and instant fame. According to him, the Brazilian knows exactly what he wants, has his work clearly defined, and isn't seduced by distractions. While much of the new generation gets dazzled by visibility first, Bortoleto remains obsessed with racing, simulator work, car setup, and learning. And you can feel it's not empty praise. Alonso calls him a very mature kid, very spectacular, very fast, and states that Bortoleto has an incredible future ahead. More than that, Alonso says that what Gabriel has done in his rookie season was enough to open the eyes of all of Formula One and leave a strong mark in the paddock. In other words, with just one season, he's no longer seen as an unknown. When the conversation shifts to 2026, and the radical regulation change, Alonso admits it's hard to predict Audi's level or what kind of car Bortoleto will have. But he makes an essential point. Even if the team's performance fluctuates, the Brazilian already has a solid enough foundation that no one in F1 sees him as a question mark. That means he has already placed himself on the market's long-term reliability map. Heavy rain in Vegas. Could it disrupt the Grand Prix? Second news story of the video. The sky has closed over Las Vegas. The city known for lights, desert heat, and dry air is living a completely different week. In the days leading up to the Las Vegas GP, the region was hit by heavy rain, with localized flooding on streets near the circuit, and even a flood watch issued by local authorities. Videos of flooded roads and water pooling near tourist areas went viral right before the race weekend. The big question: does this affect F1 or not? The latest forecasts point to a mixed scenario. The heaviest rain is expected between Tuesday, Thursday, and part of Friday, which puts the free practices at risk and, to a lesser extent, qualifying. For race day, scheduled for Saturday night in Vegas, chances of rain are low and conditions tend to be more stable. In short, the biggest concern is not race cancellation, but a complicated weekend in terms of preparation. Even if it doesn't rain at the start, the Vegas combo is naturally tricky. Street asphalt has low grip. The surface is used by normal traffic until days before the event, and everything happens at night, with temperatures dropping to around 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. That means cold tires, a very narrow operating window, high risk of graining, and drivers complaining that the track feels like driving on soap at 300 kilometers per hour. It was like that in 2023 and 2024, and nothing suggests it'll be different now, with or without rain during the race itself. In practice, what changes for the race? More conservative strategies. Extra care warming up tires behind the safety car. Massive weight on whoever nails track reading in Q3. Vegas already had the fame of a race that invents storylines. With rain and cold affecting prep, the script becomes even more unpredictable. If you enjoy these deeper analyses, backstage context, weather dynamics, and real on-track impact, take a moment to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Do you think rain and cold will turn Vegas into a lottery or just spice up the strategy? Your comments help this video reach way more F1 fans. Verstappen praises Kimi Antonelli and delivers the elite rookie survival guide. Time for the third story of the day. The Interlagos duel between Max Verstappen and Kimi Antonelli that ended with public praise, and a mini survival manual for rookies in F1. At the Sao Paulo GP, Max started from the pit lane, charged through the field, and finished third, right behind Mercedes' young Italian, who held off the pressure in the final laps and crossed the line in P2 after an extremely consistent weekend. After the race, Verstappen could have leaned into frustration for not taking second place. Instead, he chose to highlight Kimi's performance and speak directly about what it means to live through a rookie season. He reminded everyone that year one in F1 is an emotional roller coaster. Some weekends everything clicks, others nothing works. There are mistakes, breakthroughs, big expectations, and sudden drops in performance. The important thing, according to him, is understanding that all of this is part of the process. Max also emphasized that making mistakes is essential for growth, even in Formula One. No driver becomes complete without going through bad weekends, without learning from failures, without handling the pressure of defending against a faster car behind, exactly like Antonelli did at Interlagos. In the champion's view, the Italian is experiencing a strong learning curve and gaining high-quality experience in a short time. The Sao Paulo weekend context reinforces the praise. Antonelli was solid in free practice, strong in sprint qualifying, held his position in the sprint, and on Sunday managed tire wear and race pace well, all while the pressure came from one of the greatest drivers of the modern era. Later, Antonelli admitted the final laps were incredibly tense with Verstappen closing in on fresher tires, but he still held the position. In practice, Max's message to Kimi is also a message to every rookie entering F1. There is no linear debut season. What separates those who stay in F1 from those who disappear quickly is the ability to turn the highs and lows into technical and mental growth. And when that advice comes from someone who lived it all and dominated the sport for years, it carries a different weight. For those following F1 closely, there's a fascinating parallel unfolding. On one side, Bortoleto being praised and mentored by Alonso. On the other, Antonelli receiving respect and public advice from Verstappen. The next generation of F1 is being watched closely by the veterans, and names like Fernando Alonso, Gabriel Bortoleto, Max Verstappen, Kimi Antonelli, and the Las Vegas GP itself will shape countless discussions going forward. If you made it this far, you already know. This video ties together three major narrative threads: Gabriel Bortoleto's future under the blessing of Fernando Alonso, the weather chaos surrounding the Las Vegas GP, and Kimi Antonelli's evolution under the eyes of Max Verstappen. So save this video, share it with someone who loves F1, and let's follow the next chapters of this story together.